It's Cake.
And Whimsy.
And as you can see from the Tree of Life behind us, we're at Animal Kingdom today.
Oh, I thought it was Epcot. Oh, I got on the wrong bus.
It is the busiest day we've seen so far at the park, so wish us luck.
Yeah, we're fighting the masses of humanity today a little bit and trying to make sure nobody does errant bumpings that ruin our day a bit. But we are off to the safari today and a couple other things. We'll see what happens. It's a white fox. Oh my.
Everyone else.
This is going to be a bumpy filming, and I'm sorry about that, but it's a safari, so you got to take what you can get.
Those animals.
Track down our gorillas. There they are. Did you see the big head from the back? That was cool.
He's right there.
Look, they're right there. Here we have the reclusive Dan trying to find a jumping lizard native to Harambe and Disney. He's not doing a very good job of it. I think he may be a little too invested in the Animal Kingdom theming. Oh, what's he gonna do? What? Is it there? Nope. Oh, I think he scared himself. Alright then. Dan, it's not Speed Racer. So this is pretty cool. This is like a lingam garden or something. I don't think I've ever seen this many lingams this size all in one place. Or, you know, maybe it's a lingam, it is a lingam garden, so maybe.
It's a bumper crop. What are you supposed to use to fertilize that?
I was just wondering that. Looks like he's having fun. Oh! Oh, that looks like fun.
Look, the other one's looking at getting shaken down.
Oh, because it looks like he's having fun. Got the little blonde guy over there.
Oh yeah, look at him. Look at that.
It's all the little details on the rides. I mean, this is the exit after getting off Kali River. Oh, that's the deli donut. I forgot the rafts have names.
So this is the bridge, yeah.
So pretty, like with the lotus versus the, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, tons of detail. I enjoy it.
What happened? How does this mean don't be a fossil? There's a sign on it that says don't be a fossil. I don't understand.
I thought it would make us into like bones or be an X-ray mirror.
Let's move closer.
Huh.
Nope.
I am kind of tubby. This is pre-keto, pre-paleo right here. If you ever wondered, this is what we used to look like.
This is a few days off keto.
Okay, you hear Goofy behind us?
Yep.
Boop-a-doop, boop, boop. Look at this guy. I'm honestly not sure what he is.
Dan, your backpack is really weird.
It's so heavy. It's wearing me, Jess.
It is.
Is it too much?
Yeah, one too many accessories. Take it off.
Does this backpack make my butt look big?
No. Look at his little tiny arms. They're so cute, I could eat them.
I think it's mostly bony.
Yeah, good marrow. We could make a bone marrow. We could make a bone broth out of that.
All right, I suppose. I think they could be cranky with us.
They're just so tiny.
What if it comes to life and it's just this skeletal thing that we have to fight at that point?
I mean, look at where his scapula is, and then his little tiny arms.
He's not doing any pull-ups. There he is. There's an anteater here. Can you see him?
They're so big.
He's so shy.
Oh,
Here he comes. There he is.
Big. I mean, I know
Hey,
you
buddy.
guys can't see perspective on this, but
Hey, he looks like a rodent of unusual size.
yes. I'm Chip. I'm Dale.
I'm Spinny.
We are Chip and Dale.
By the way, on this trip, I learned how to tell the difference between Chip and Dale finally, so that I will never forget it again.
You won't have to ask me every 5 seconds.
I have learned it in a way that will stick in my memory, and that is that Chip has a black nose like a chocolate chip. Weird, but I couldn't remember it any other way, so there you go. We are in Animal Kingdom at Pandora. We're about to go on the Navi River ride, but we just stumbled on the little interactive drumming thing here. All right, Jess gave me a heads up that this might do something weird if I hit this drum. My veins are circulating. Let's see if that same thing works this way for these veins. I'm gonna hit this little guy. Ah! So down there they look like little alien plants that I harvest in the video games I play.
Those are awesome.
And those look like they're eating things. Those definitely look like carnivorous
Oh
plants.
yeah, those are very Audrey 2 swamp critter version.
Right?
I love that big pod in the background too.
Although that guy there looks a little like Spy vs. Spy.
Oh yeah! And the waterfall from the floating islands. Where do you think the water comes from?
I think it condenses from the clouds and then just flows down.
All right. Oh wow, so pretty.
And I wonder if you come during the day whether you get to see the lights on these or not, or whether you just get to see the alien shapes. Because I think you're missing a lot if you don't see it when it's all glowing.
Ooh, it's really refreshing over here too.
Oh, great. Wow.
Wow.
Look at these little pod guys. That's a little different area.
Look at the detail they put on that tree, even though they didn't have to.
Oh yeah, like little mushrooms and things?
Yeah, there's no reason they had to do that. They just did.
Oh Disney, you've done it again.
But it looks like it's an offering thing almost. Like you drop the offering, drape it, or put it in the legs or something.
Ah, maybe that's it.
Very idly.
Yeah, and that thing in there looks like it like mentally controls everything happening with, oh maybe it's like the master tree or something. If the master tree dies, everything else dies.
Could be.
That seems like a Pandora style theme.
Yeah.
We made it out of Navi River Ride. It was amazing. It was everything everyone has ever said it would be or thought it would be. We're at the giant pod we didn't take a picture of earlier because we were racing past it. And we're just about to leave Pandora. But what do you think, Jess?
You can't see me, can you?
Barely. I can see your teeth. Thanks for smiling. Was it amazing?
It was. It was beautiful. And the motions and the articulation and the projection mapping on the animatronics now.
I'm just gonna do this while you're talking because now I can see these things.
Yeah. The animatronics have just become so incredibly surreal since we were here last. They're so good.
Amazing. Bye, Pandora. The Tree of Life. Okay, that is just awesome. I love it. We're back. And again, not in our surroundings at Animal Kingdom's lodge. We're doing this from the confines of our comfy couch at Studio Central.
So, Animal Kingdom. Fun. We have a few notes about Pandora.
Yeah.
We got to see Pandora at night, which we didn't think we were going to be able to do. It was a last minute decision when we were like, we have park hopper passes. I'm not tired yet. Are you tired? Let's go. This was the first time we did park hopping too, which was exciting.
Yeah.
It made it nice to break up the day a little bit.
It was that moment of weirdness when you put your magic band against the thing and you're like, are they going to know that I've already been to one park today? Evidently they did, and they didn't care.
So Pandora at night is spectacular. That's really, we didn't see it during the day, but that seems like it wouldn't be as impactful. We got to go on Navi River, which was awesome.
That was amazing. If you're gonna hit a ride up there, well, I guess the 3D ride is
Most
awesome
people
if you
love
like the
Flights
3D
of
rides.
Passage or whatever it is, but
yeah, for us we don't do 3D rides, so that Navi River was amazing. It couldn't be any better. It was the only way that could be better actually is if I had known it was going to be such a calm ride, then I would have taken my camera out during it and we would have filmed it.
Yeah.
Because
next time.
The little alien there was really amazing to watch. But
Next time.
there will be a next time.
I did have a moment where it's been a long time since I saw the movie, and I forgot about the size of the, not the avatars, but what the forgot about the size of them and that they were like 8 or 9 feet tall until we saw the animatron. I was like, wait a second, that's life size. Oh. So that was fun.
There was a phenomenon that we encountered this time, which Jess was dealing with back issues this visit, so we had to move very, very slowly and very carefully, kind of out of the crush of humanity. The time we went was perfect because the parks weren't that crowded right now, so that was a great tip for traveling when it's not as busy. I think we would be careful traveling at any time when it was real peak season, because that could be an issue with a lot of things. However, Jess was hobbling along very, very slowly and carefully.
I had a back brace through the whole trip, which looked terrible, but also seemed like it would be a pretty good indicator to people that maybe don't shove this person.
So my job was to run ahead and reserve us a spot, and then run back, collect her, and do my little bodyguard thing, which is to basically post myself a little behind and to the side, so if anyone's trying to come up too fast, they hit me instead. So I ran as fast as I could run all the way to Pandora, which is on the other side of Animal Kingdom. It was a crazy amount, and I even as I'm there, I'm thinking, I don't know if Jess can make this walk. It's just too far.
I was wondering that as well.
I reserved my spot, which happened super fast, came running back. I said, you know what, maybe she'll have arrived at the Tree of Life by now or something, but I decided I would call her from the bridge and tell her to just move towards that area, a little more than halfway there. She was already in Pandora by that time. Now, this happened several other times throughout our trip at Disney, and people have explained it as a Disney time warp of some sort, that when two people go off in the different directions, they just meet back at the exact time they need to. But I don't understand how it happened. Physics was defied, and I just want to, somewhere on permanent media, to have it mentioned.
I was shuffling along at a snail's pace. I didn't change my pace from the time he left. I think it's just a matter of he had to go further, do a thing, and then backtrack again, so.
Every time it happened, I got to her gasping for breath, completely, like, exhausted beyond belief, and then she would say, "Oh, I just got here."
So the reason he was blocking for me, for some reason, after dark, or I don't know if it was because it was after dark, I don't know if it was a full moon, I don't know if it was just being surrounded by wild animals or what it was, the guests at the park were so rude and obnoxious and like in a hurry to get everywhere. They were like, really, unlike during the day at any of the other parks, it was just then. They actually were shoving. And I got shoved multiple times, and I got hit with strollers twice, and who does that? Enjoy the magic of Disney. Why are you trying to run through Pandora anyway? Don't you want to see it? Half of the magic of Pandora is just the ambiance. Looking around at all of the background, the bioluminescent backgrounds, and all of the fun plants, and the floating islands, and it's beautiful. Slow your roll, people.
Right. And if you run through it, you don't get to see all the neat little tricks. Like Jess realized we showed you this. But if you hit the if you beat on the little drum pod, you can see little suction bits
veins light up
of blood or fluid coming through, which is pretty neat.
I just assumed it was the veins of the stone lighting up in response to the sound.
Oh, see, I thought it was the whole
like the
Pandora
stones are happy because they're hearing music.
Pandora is one thing that's alive, and that was the fluid juice of life, so to speak, that connected everything.
It's been a long time since I watched the movie, so I have no clue. But it was pretty.
So one of my favorite parts about Animal Kingdom, and something that made me almost get hospitalized last time I went, were the gorillas. It's their own fault. They give them learning tools and engagement tools, and in this particular case, they were ridiculous pink blankets. And I went last time, and one of the gorillas had a pink blanket around his neck like a cape, and he was just running around like a superhero while the other gorillas chased him. Another one was wrapped up in their little blanket, and he kept just trying to, it was only covering maybe a third of him, and he just kept trying to get it to cover all of him, and it was ridiculous, and I just couldn't stop laughing, and I nearly passed out. So I wanted to see the gorillas this time again, but they weren't there. They had all gone to their own little things, and we couldn't see any of them. So I was a little sad about that. And they gave me a hot tip. If you go past the gorilla enclosure, outside the actual gorilla land, so to speak.
It's where the Kilimanjaro safari lets off.
Right.
It's right near the end of that.
So you take a left and go past the vendor there, go right down the entrance to where everyone else is leaving the Kilimanjaro safari, and take your first left. There is a little small enclosure, which is the backside of the gorilla thing, which is where the gorillas hide. So we ended up getting to see the gorillas after all. They didn't have their little learning engagement tools with them, but we did get to see them, and they were just as amazing as I remembered, and I was super happy about that.
We were planning on skipping Dino Land. It doesn't hold a lot of interest for either of us. We've already ridden Dinosaur before, which is fun, but wasn't a priority. And at one point we discovered we were close, so we would just walk through it to get to the gate anyway when we were leaving. It was very festively festooned. It was bright and fun and Christmassy. There were tons of characters like, we saw Scrooge McDuck, we saw Launchpad McQuack. Come on! He's amazing.
Donald was there as well.
Yeah.
And a few other characters that I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm Dale. They had cute little plushes of Chip and Dale dressed up as dinosaurs.
That was pretty cool. And a ton of pin trading. Like, there was a lot of people there doing pin trading, and they were happy to engage with us, and that made the whole thing an area that maybe should be on other people's schedules, even if you don't really care about, I mean, the whole theme of that is kind of the Route 66 roadside attraction kind of things. But even if you're not into that, it's kind of an area that has a lot of secrets.
Also, don't forget to look towards your janitorial cast members. A lot of times they have pins too for trading.
Ooh,
That was
hot
fun.
tip.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this one up because we have a lot of videos to film still.
That was our Animal Kingdom love.
Yeah. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. We're gonna have more of them. If you enjoy our regular videos, hit the subscribe button. They're coming too. We're mixing them all up.
You're gonna see so much more of us. And I mean, now we've been to Disney, we are at least 13% more interesting.
Right?
So let's frost the
the
cake.
cake.